If you are no longer working a 9 to 5 and you have transitioned fully into your business, into entrepreneurship, or you are currently transitioning, let me tell you something. If you were doing 4 and 5 people's jobs, you would be in somebody's office right now negotiating a higher pay, right? So why as high performers do we tend to settle for something less for ourselves, okay, for our own businesses and less than what it is that we deserve? Hey guys, it's Dr. Sonia here with Jump First. Say it with me. Done is better than perfect. Master one thing at a time. Practice makes better. And this has to work. Let's get it. Hello. Great morning, awesome party peeps. It's Dr. Sonia here with Jump First. Happy Monday to you. Let's jump right into today's topic. It's all about you using an outdated old model. Okay, so are you still using an old model? A lot of times as high performers, let me back up for a second in case you are new here, okay? My name is Dr. Sonia. We talk all things premium courses, online or face-to-face, as well as how to package your expertise without the hassle, struggle, stress, and overwhelm, okay, into the format of premium courses, luxury mentorship, and coaching brands. And so that is what I am all about. I'm gonna pop over here and turn this Wi-Fi off on IG. I'm not sure what's going on, but what's up? Good morning, IG. Hopefully you all can see me and hear me as well. All right, so if you are new here on the Jump First Academy YouTube channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button, like button, bell notification, so you know when more episodes like this drop and we can hang out live. Also, if you are not new here and you are returning, welcome back, okay? I'm super excited to see you again. Okay, so let's jump into this. You using the old, outdated model, okay, in your business. Now, you as an entrepreneur, whether you have a side hustle, you're just getting started, or you are seasoned, okay, in the business. Maybe you have been practicing a strategy, using a strategy, trying to, as they say, fit a round peg into a small hole. Okay, into a square hole. There we go. Fit a round peg into a square hole. I always mix that saying up. I don't know why. But you know what I'm saying, right? You're trying this strategy over and over and over again. You keep trying and nothing seems to be working. So let's talk about why. A lot of times as high performers, the strategies that we're going to use are going to be different than the masses, especially if you are a creative, okay? You're somebody who's an overachiever like myself, as they call us, or somebody who's just, you know that you want to get the job done, all right, and you want to do it well. A lot of times in your business, you are working on all the things. So you're brainstorming the ideas, you're executing the ideas and implementing. You're also fulfilling the products and services that you said you were going to deliver on. And as a high performer, I know that you are not doing it halfway, okay? We don't do anything halfway. We always go all out. So we over deliver. What's going on, Alex? It's good to see you on. Good morning, evening, afternoon. Let me know what time it is where you guys are watching from. I always like to see the global reach of these episodes. And so as a high performer, you're not under delivering, right? You're over delivering. And so maybe you feel a little bit burnt out, you feel stressed out, you feel overwhelmed, and you know you didn't get in business in order to feel that way. You got in business for the freedom, okay, that they promised you. Now, if we take a look at this from the corporate side, from the 9 to 5 side, if you are no longer working a 9 to 5 and you have transitioned fully into your business, into entrepreneurship, or you are currently transitioning, let me tell you something. If you were doing 4 and 5 people's jobs, you would be in somebody's office right now negotiating a higher pay, right? So why as high performers do we tend to settle for something less for ourselves, okay, for our own businesses and less than what it is that we deserve? I am telling you right now that that model of thinking that you have to charge less initially because maybe nobody knows you online yet, or nobody knows you in your space yet, or you aren't an industry giant, as they say, yet, or you feel like you don't have the authority to command higher price points, like, don't let that feed into your ego, into your self-worth. Like, you are it, okay? Again, if this was corporate, somebody's 9 to 5, you'd be negotiating, okay, doing 4 and 5 different jobs. And so you have to do that for yourself, okay? You can charge higher. You don't have to start with the bare minimum. This is what I teach in all of my programs with my teaching method. Like, my clients don't come in charging $97 or $297 for a course, because you've already achieved so much stuff, especially as a high performer, okay? You deserve what it is that you are supposed to be paid. And so why not start there? Now, as you start to build out the premium side of your business, you can go ahead and, after you've got the ball rolling on that side, build out additional resources that will help people get started, okay? Because I know a lot of times we have a heart of service. And so we want to make sure that we are serving to the utmost. But I also have to let you know, like, there are people with the means and abilities to pay thousands of dollars for courses and programs who also need your help. So I need you to understand, as a high performer, you don't have to start low, okay? You don't have to start low ticket. You don't have to start at $397, $497, okay? Even $997. You can start high ticket. A lot of my clients start somewhere around $4 and $5 grand for their courses and programs, okay? So it is about the way that you package it. And I need to let you know, like, you didn't, again, become an entrepreneur or start this business to negotiate your time, to negotiate your salary, and continue doing things the way that you have been doing them when you were on a 9-to-5 or in corporate. So it's time to step up, okay, and stand up for yourself. Additionally, when you start to charge higher price points, the burnout reduces, the stress reduces, the overwhelm reduces, because you start to attract a different type of client, a different type of person. They are also high performers. They inherently get better results. When people pay higher, it allows you to serve higher. You get to go deeper with the people that you're going to serve on that higher level. You don't feel so burnt out because they take accountability for their results, okay? That's very important. You don't have to chase them around town or around the internet, okay? Trying to figure out, how you can best serve them. They're going to show up for themselves. They're going to tell you exactly what it is that they need to see, which is why, pro tip, I never advise you create your courses first. Like, first sell it, okay, to the right audience, the right people. Whoever that specific course is going to be created for, that's who needs to be in the room, okay, before you start creating, because they're going to tell you exactly what they need. They're going to show you exactly what they need, and then you're just going to create it because you already have the result that they are looking for. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Pro tip for your courses: stop creating it before you have people enroll. So those folks are going to inherently get better results. They've paid the higher price point. What that allows you to do too is what I like to call redistribute the wealth, right? Again, we like to be of service as high performers. A lot of us are in that zone. And so remember, I said earlier, you can create additional products and services with the money that you have now from your high level buyers. So for instance, you're enrolling people, let's say $5,000 per student, even let's say $10,000 per student to make the math, okay? So I need to enroll, let's say 10 people at $10,000, and then boom, I have what I need to, first of all, feel less stressed and overwhelmed about hustling to make the dollars. And then on top of that, I can go deeper with those folks because it's less of them. It's not 1,000 people in my classroom, right? It's 10 people who are looking for a very specific result. I get to go deeper with them. And then on top of that, I can redistribute the wealth. So now I feel more at ease where I can allow my creativity to flow through instead of like hustling all the time, trying to have the money on the brain, how you're going to sustain the business, all of those things, right? So now you allow your creativity to flow because there's less overwhelm, less burnout, and you don't have to. It's different. It's a different thing. I always want to say I promise, because it really is a thing, right? That I've discovered. Like, yes, you can hold people's hands to the result, but your high performers that are paying you, those people that are paying you premium buyers, premium prices, they're paying you $10,000 plus. They don't need you to hold their hands. Like, they don't want to be in the kiddie pool, right? Again, they are accountable for their results. So they inherently get better results because you can give them direction and they take off, okay? Like, they just go. And so you get to go deeper, but it just releases and relieves you of so much overwhelm of trying to think about, well, is this actually getting them results? Because sometimes the self-doubt flows in through too, right? Is this actually getting them results, or do they actually understand what it is that I'm teaching? They're going to get it and they're going to go. Okay. This really is important for you. When you set those higher price points, it becomes more important for you to enroll the right people in those programs. Because if you get the wrong people, like when I say right and wrong people, I mean, the program that you're designing is for a very specific result, for a very specific person and client, okay? So there should be some level of accountability on your part for the outcomes of your courses. Like, you are responsible ethically and morally, I feel, to make sure that the right people are enrolling in your programs. that so that they get the results that they're looking for. Does that make sense? So you're not responsible for their results. They still have to take the actions and do the work, okay? But you are responsible for the outcomes of your courses and who you enroll in your courses. You don't have to just, when you charge higher, you don't have to just take money just to take the money, okay? You can actually evaluate, does this make sense for the people who are coming into the course, okay? I appreciate it, Alex. Thank you so much for liking. By the way, if you are new here and you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, like button, bell notification so you know when more episodes like this drop. I will also say this. If you are someone who's like, I don't believe this is possible, I'm not sure that I can do this, I've seen this happen in other areas, you are not my people, okay? So that's another thing that I have to put here. The people that I love to serve are people who believe in themselves. Like, you have to have a level of conviction about what it is that you're doing, how you're showing up in this world, your gifts, your talents, and your skill sets. And that's why I say evaluate the people coming into your courses, because it's not going to be for everyone, and that's absolutely okay. Your job is not to convince the world, okay, of what it is that you have to offer. Your job is to stand in your authority, know what it is that you offer and what you bring, all right, and just stand in it, and the right people will start to find you, all right? So I appreciate y'all so much for being here. Again, we also go through this continuum of life, this journey. I want to put this here because I don't believe anyone is higher or lower than anyone else. I believe that we're all on a continuum, and sometimes we start to understand the truth as we live life a little more. If you go through life thinking that everything is a certain way, right? Or you're just looking through your perspective, your lens, your glasses, and you never change your beliefs about what's possible, you're going to attract things that you're looking at, the things you're looking at, the way you're looking at them. Does that make sense? So if you believe everything is a scam, if you believe, nothing is real, nothing is true, that's what you're going to get back, okay? Whereas if you have hope and belief and faith in opportunities and possibilities, okay, you start to expand your world, you start to expand what becomes possible for you. What I often find is a lot of people stay stagnant, right? We can teach strategy all day long. I can talk to you about, do this and your courses will sell, or do this and you'll be able to market better. You'll package your courses the right way. And I love giving the strategy, but ultimately, in addition to that, the thing that's going to set your premium courses apart is also the belief in what it is that you do and helping people with not just mindset, but heart set, right? Because your high performers that are coming into your premium courses, and maybe I'll save this for another episode so that we're not overwhelmed. But when your premium buyers are coming into your courses, again, they inherently get better results because they hold themselves accountable for what it is that they want. So there is already some belief there. Your job as a coach, as a mentor at that level, is to anchor their belief in what it is that they're doing. Sometimes we can lose sight of or be so entrenched in the vision. And that's where I started with this episode, is like, sometimes we're just like hitting the wall, right? Because we are focused on one strategy, one way. It has to go this way. This is how I started, especially as high performers. Ego gets in the way and we're like, we don't want to give up. It's like when I'm at the gym, if I put, 20 pounds extra on both sides, I'm in it. And I start lifting, I'm in it. And it's like, girl, this is getting heavy. We probably need to remove some weight. But my ego is like, no, I'm going to do it because I can't go back, right? And so sometimes we get stuck in this one strategy or this one mode or way of doing things when there's so many other opportunities available to us. We just have to expand our vision. And that's what coaches and mentors do for you. They help hold the vision of what it is that you want while also helping you expand the strategy and the path to getting there. And so that's what this message is really about, is like, you don't have to focus on doing it one way. I know for a long time it was, focus on low ticket, sell your low ticket offers first, and then work your way to high ticket. As a high performer, you can just step straight into high ticket. Avoid the burnout, the overwhelm. That's why you feel that way. You're not tired. You're just operating in the wrong strategy. And so just change the strategy, change the way that you're looking at things, and it will continue to move forward. Okay. You can continue to move forward. Again, if it was somebody else's vision, somebody else's job, I know me, Back when I was working a 9 to 5 in corporate, I would negotiate for my salary. I would negotiate for my time. I was not interested in doing 4 and 5 people's jobs and not being paid for that. Although I was significantly underpaid, okay, and undervalued on all of my past jobs, I decided in my business that wasn't going to be me. And it took me a minute. I think I went through one cohort before I was like, oh no, I need to raise my prices. And they were a great cohort of students, but just knowing the value that I bought and my previous experiences and what prepared me to step into entrepreneurship, I just wasn't interested in negotiating or continuing to negotiate my value, my time, my freedom. Okay. I didn't want to be stressed. I didn't want to be overwhelmed. And I talk about this a lot. It's happened multiple times throughout this journey. Even in scaling my business the first time, I took a screenshot of a client session afterwards that I had, and I looked so stressed out. Like, probably not to my clients, but I could tell that I was stressed out because the back end of my business was a hot mess. My systems were a mess. Like, I was trying to figure out how to piece things together, watching free webinars and master classes and YouTube videos and going on Google, okay, every day trying to piece information together and piece this business together. And I decided one day, like, enough is enough, okay? I'm tired of being stressed out. I'm tired of being overwhelmed. I'm just going to hire a mentor, somebody who already has it figured out. And the very next day I did that, and the weight just fell off. As soon as I paid the invoice, I was like, whew, I just felt it because I had made a great investment. I knew I did, and a great decision about just releasing the overwhelm, releasing the stress. Stop trying to figure it out on your own. That is stressing you out, okay? You're operating in the wrong strategy. It's not you, it's the strategy, okay? And if you just release that, find somebody who already has the results and just go, all right, and do what it is that they're telling you to do. Just follow the steps, okay? And then you can add your own sauce later to it. Then you will feel so much better about what it is that you're building. With that said, if you're interested in getting started packaging your courses, your knowledge, what you know, and giving it to the rest of the world, you want to know about premium courses, premium pricing, and see what is possible and how you can start to add fun back to your business, okay, release some of that stress and just follow a simplified blueprint to getting it done, you can go to jumpfirstacademy.org. Okay, again, it's jumpfirstacademy.org to get started. I also dropped the links in the description below. I appreciate y'all. If you're watching the replay of this, drop it in the comments where you're watching from, what time it is that you're watching from. I always like to see the global reach of these episodes, and give this a like, okay, and share it with somebody else who may be looking for more about sharing their expertise, okay, and leveling up and stepping into who it is that they know that they have been purposed to be. I love y'all so much. Alex, again, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for all the love. All right, if you are new here, again, hit the subscribe button, like button, bell notification if you're watching the replay. All right, I love y'all, and I'll see y'all back here tomorrow. Have an amazing day.